Hi guys. So I've been having a lot of questions about French gender and articles in French. So I want to take some time to explain that to you. This is very beginner, very basic. So this is not for everyone, but if you're just getting started or maybe you've been learning French but you've not gotten a good grasp on articles and gender, hopefully this will clear a few things up for you. So in French, there are two genders. Of course, there are masculine and feminine. So we have the definite article. So the definite article in French is the equivalent of English the. So in French, the definite article that is masculine is going to be le. So if I want to say the book, I'm going to say le livre because livre is masculine. And then if that noun is feminine, I'm going to say la. Okay? Also, these are both singular. This is only if you're talking about one thing. All right? If there's more than one thing, if it's plural, you're going to use les, spelled L-E-S, pronounced les. Now, the gender here does not matter if it's plural. You're always going to use les. So if you want to say the books, it's going to be les livres. Okay? The girls, les filles. Okay? So the les is very important. Also because the S at the end of a word that makes it plural in French is always going to be silent. You can always refer back to the STD video about the S's, the T's, and the D's at the end of words in French. They're always silent. So that's why it's very important to use the les plural definite article in French because it tells you that the item is plural some of the time when you can't hear it at the end of the word. So just to review that again, the definite article in French, that's the equivalent of the in English, the. For the masculine, it's going to be le. For the feminine, it's la. And then for anything plural, no matter the gender, it's going to be les. Les. Okay. Now, something that can be a little challenging for English speakers to understand about the definite articles in French is that they don't only mean the. They're also used to express things in a general sense, okay, when you're speaking generally about your likes and dislikes. So the example I have here is j'aime le thé. J'aime le thé. That means I like tea. Okay, like the drink, tea. I like tea in general. It means you generally like tea. You don't like a specific tea. You're not asking for a certain tea. You're saying in general that you like tea. Okay? So it's not going to translate or transliterate word for word like it would in English. That would be I like the tea. It does not mean that in French. When you express likes and dislikes in French, you need to use the definite article to express that item in a general sense. So here again, j'aime le thé means I like tea. Okay? So again, the definite article le, la, and les can translate as the, or they can translate to a general sense, whereas we would use no word for that in English, like this example here, I like tea. Okay? All right, now let's look at the indefinite articles in French. So the indefinite articles in French are the equivalent to English a, an, or some of the time. Okay? So again, an indefinite article is when you're speaking about a noun, but not in a definite sense. You're not speaking about a certain noun. All right? So for the singular masculine, that's going to be un. Un. It has a nasal N sound at the end. Un. Okay, one syllable. For feminine, indefinite, it's going to be une. Une. You're making the two sounds there and you're pronouncing the N because it ends in an E. Une. Okay, for example, I want a book. Je veux un livre. A book. Any book, not a specific book. Un livre. You would use une the same way, but with items that are feminine. Okay, Now, let's look at the plural indefinite article. Des. Des. D-E-S, pronounced des. Okay, in English, we don't have a perfect translation for des. It can mean some, okay? Sometimes we use the word some. I'm going to give you an example. Il y a, there is, or there are, des livres. Now, this can mean two things in English, okay? It can mean there are books. It can also mean there are some books. So we're not speaking specifically about any books, but we do have to use the indefinite plural article because livre here, you don't hear me saying the S, but there's an S at the end. It is plural. We're talking about more than one book. Okay? So again, il y a des livres. There are books. So in English, we would not even use this at all. We would just say there are books. Or we may say there are some books. So that's what des means. So I hope this cleared up a few things for you about gender, about articles, definite or indefinite. If you have any more questions, please ask me. I'm happy to do my best to answer them. Okay, thanks so much for watching.